Alright, time now is 1:12 p.m. on June 20th. Um, slept from 4:45 a.m. to about 12:30. And one last thing is Leslie, honestly. I think I dreamed about her. And in the dream, we were talking to each other really nicely. We were chatting. I don't know why does it have to be so difficult in real life for us to chat. I don't know why. I think it's just gonna be likely that, given that for a whole ass month, I have been struggling to speak to her and we have been struggling to speak to each other, and it's been so sour for me mentally. I think it really is best for me to just abandon her and move on, as much as I love her, as much as she is like one out of a million. But if she's making me so psychologically tormented, I don't think it's worth it. So I really want to just end it all with a phone call. And of course, we still have to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey together. Unless she canceled her ticket, then in that case, that would be really funny. Let's just end it all. Let's just, we've never dated to begin with. Let's just break up. But not really a breakup because we never dated to begin with. Let's just put this torment to an end. Put my torment to an end. Okay. Time now is 6:54 p.m. So I finished watching Ant-Man, the second half. It fucking sucked, and I before I pressed play, I basically, did my move. So again, the final plan is I'm gonna call Leslie. I'm gonna fucking scream at her, and then we'll just end off our relationship there. Boom, it ends. Um. So I started my move. I was like, "Will you be at CMD on Thursday?" And she's like, "Why?" Of course, her response is, "Why? Why? Why?" Like, I can't ask a fucking question, okay? So I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna be there, and we need to talk. We need to have a long talk." And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "Well, you said well, because there are things I want to say to you, and there are things you need to say to me. There's like a whole month's worth of talking here. So yes, it's gonna be long." And I said, "Do you prefer a phone call?" Because I would prefer a phone call. And she's like, "Sure. Can I call you now?" And I was a little taken back. Like, now? Like, really? Like, bring it on. So she called me. And then we proceeded to have a 40 something, almost 50-minute long phone call. The end all of all phone calls. The phone call of all times. Really, the phone call of all times. And it started off kind of awkward. I didn't know what to say. So she's like, "Okay, if you have nothing important to say, I'm just gonna hang up." Like, she's still being such a bitch. She's still acting like she's high and mighty. She's like, "Oh, if you don't have anything important to say, then I'm just gonna hang up." And I'm like, "No, it is important. It's important to me." And she's like, "Well, that's selfish. That's the problem with you. You're so subjective, and you only think about yourself. You don't think about me. Like, this is not important to me." And I'm like, "It's a phone call. There's nothing wrong with a phone call. I just want to talk to you." So I started off with okay, so in Torrance, um that's Skylar's house. You went up to Benny and asked him if you wanted to speak to me. What was it you were gonna say? And she said she forgot. Of course she fucking forgot. "You want to ask me something? Like, help me figure out what's the point of this phone call so that I can answer you and then I can hang up." And I told her, "Hey, that's not the point. I want to talk to you because I have things I want to say to you. I want to talk about my feelings, and then you talk about your feelings. That's the point of this phone call. I want to know about how you feel." So she's like, "Fine, okay." So she started talking. So I just straight up told her in her face. I just straight up told her, "Why were you ignoring me? Why were you treating me like this? Why were you so mean to me?" She's like, she said she's not interested in me. She just said it straight up. She said, well, I'm not in love with you. I'm not interested in you. Um, and I'm like, okay, like I can see that coming from like 50 miles away. And then she said, it's just still a little heartbreaking to you. She didn't speak to me a lot because she doesn't care about human interactions. And I think she said that at least like 50 times in the phone call. She said, yeah, because I don't care about human interactions. Like, her roommate hasn't texted her in like days, in a few days. And she keeps losing her best friends. And yeah, and everyone's gone. And she doesn't care about human interaction. She just doesn't care. She said she knows that I'm deeply in love with her, and she doesn't feel the same way about me. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I can tell. Okay, I can fucking tell. And then I said, maybe it was partially my fault, because like literally day one of the shoot, and I told you like, oh, you know, everyone hates you. Ken told me everyone hates you, and that's not a very nice thing to say. But she also wasn't acting really nice to me either. In Torrance, she wanted to speak to me, and then the next day she wanted to speak to me. But I still wanted to take a break. And then there's this 10-day silence period where it's just a waiting game. Like, it's just a waiting game, and it's so stupid. So that's why I came to CMD in person to talk to her. And then even after that, she still doesn't text me all that much. And I told her how lonely I felt. And I said, it's bad. And I said, it feels really bad to be lonely. And she said, oh, I don't care. I like being lonely. I told her, like, one of the reasons why I fell in love with you is because I thought you would understand me, but I'm wrong. You just don't. And she's like, yeah, and I don't care. She acts so high and mighty. But I also screamed at her. That's stupid. You should be nice. Like, not only nice to me, because that's like, oh, just be nice to me. Don't be nice to other people. No, be nice to everyone in the world, please. And she accepted that. She's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's just, it's my fault, yes. And even Birkin said I have bad attitude. Like, she said, even Birkin said she has bad attitude. And I'm like, yes! Like, okay, fine, it's your personality. You don't have to be nice to everyone. You can be mean. But at least be nice to the people who trust you and people who care about you. Because there are people who care about you. It's like I can't sleep nowadays. I got insomnia. I said film 33 and you gave me insomnia because I keep thinking about you. And then I have nightmare. And then next morning I wake up and I still think of you. It's like a disease. And then she's like, well, you're mentally not strong. You're not strong. And you know what? I'll take that. I'm a fucking man. I'm a 20-year-old guy. She's 18. I'm just going to be real with her. I'm just going to tell her, like, hey, what's wrong with that? If I am mentally strong, then I wouldn't be able to write all these poems and all these scripts. It's called being artistic. There's nothing wrong with that. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she said every single hour she thinks about killing herself. And I say, don't. Like, you should take care of yourself because, like, you keep doing this 1 month, 2 months, half a year, 2 years. You're just ruining your own life. Just eat good food and sleep more, please. I care about you. And then she said, yes, I know, and you're a good person. And she keeps saying, well, yeah, I don't care about human interactions. I don't even text my mom because I hate my mom. And I'm like, yeah, well, I just called my dad. I didn't speak to my dad for half a year. And last Sunday, I called my dad because I know he cares about me. If I wake up every morning waiting for her to text me, and even though I don't care about speaking to my family cares about me. That's why I text them. That's why I fucking talk to them. Because it's called being nice. It's called human decency. Because it's nice to talk to the people who care about you. And she just doesn't understand that. I asked her, why did you say yes? And she said, well, she said, she wants to know what happens next. because she wants to expect something fun out of this or something. And I'm like, well, no matter how I acted after that, it doesn't even matter. You won't like it. And she's like, wow, you're smart. You're smart for figuring this out. And I'm like, yeah. But yeah, I love her and she's perfect for me, you know? But she's just not like, she just made herself so that she's not available, so that she can't date anyone and she can't have a relationship with literally anyone, not even friendships, like nothing. She made herself this way. And it's pointless to go any further because she blocked herself from literally anyone else around her. So I'm gonna officially put an end to this and move on. And she said, she can still be good friends with me, but at this point it's too late. You've ruined everything. Like she also noticed that before the confession we talked to each other and it's fine, but now we hardly, according to her, we hardly talk to each other. And I think what it does is that it's going to render the fat off of the pork, and the fat is going to float up. As you can see, there's a little layer of oil on top. It's going to float up and it's going to help make the pork more lean and easier to cook through, I guess. So yeah, for 1 hour, for 1 minute. Okay, so here we go, folks. Let's grab a bit of apple, half a slice, and then a little bit of pork. And then with the soup, let's try this. It smells good. Wow. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I don't know how to feel, man. I really don't. I mean, in one breath I'm sad, in another breath I'm relieved that this is finally over, that my psychological torment with her is finally over. Yeah, so I don't really know how I feel. I really just, what comes next will be a very long grieving period. Like, it took me like half a year to fully process Mary and moving on from her. And I guess it's going to take me like also half a year to fully process to move on from Leslie. Um yeah. And the thing is, I don't want to hold out hope anymore. Like, I love her so much and she's so perfect for me. Like, I really highly doubt that I'll find another girl like her. And yeah, after Mary, I said, like, oh, well, I'll never find another girl like Mary. And that's true. But, yeah, so, yeah, and again, maybe I don't want to hold out hope. I'm just going to completely 100% give up on her. Doesn't mean I'll forever stop texting her. I'll still text her if she wants. If we were to remain friends, I'll text her like once a week or something. Like, I guess the first things, like when I was in love with Mary, I did fantasize a lot, but I know for sure that those fantasies will not come true. But with Leslie, I did think that they will come true. Things like, oh, I'm going to cook for her. I'm going to clean her room for her. We're going to get lost in the city together and listen to music together. And now I need to give up all those like dreams and hopes. I don't know. There is just a lot of grieving, a lot of processing is going to take place in the next few months. It's going to be a very slow process, but I will survive it, and I'll have to go on. But she really is too unstable to have a relationship completely. Like, she even almost went to her like origin story when I called her. When I asked her like, "Don't you feel lonely?" and she said that Well, I was here since I was 14 years old. I came to this country when I was 14 years old, and I've been lonely ever since. I've been alone ever since, and I'm fine. She almost like got to her origin story and whatever, which would be interesting. But yeah, I think it's a bad idea that I'm seeing her again on June 30th. I mean, I should just call it off. I don't know. I just I wish today would, I would just straight up go to USC today or something and just start a new life there and immediately like just move on, like now is not a great time. Um Feels like a breakup. It isn't even a breakup. It's just it's 3:58. I had to distract myself with something. I watched half an episode of Succession. I'm gonna go take a shower and go to sleep now. I just cried again. I just cried again. It's so easy for me to cry. Like when I called her this morning, not this morning, like today, I also didn't expect myself to cry. I thought I would be composed, but no, it's so bad. I feel like not calling Mary by her real name kind of helped, so I'm just gonna. I want to say the monster, but it's kind of goofy to say, oh, I'm not seeing the monster anymore. Uh, Monster and the detective. I don't know. It's like being friends with her is is gonna suck even more than just straight up not be with her, because being friends with her will remind me, like I went to Reddit to search like how to deal with breakup, and people, I'm glad I'm not the only one, and like people had like pro tips and shit, like month number 1 it's going to be the worst month, month number 2 it's going to start settling in, month number 3 it's going to be the calm, and month number 4, and it usually takes about half a year, like around 6 months to complete the move on, just I just can't imagine a world without her. I think that's the toughest part. It's just the emptiness. I mean, I don't feel the same way about Mary, so I know I can move on. But the thing is, like, Mary belongs to the past world, right? This is different. Uh, oh my god. All right. Time now is 1:17 p.m. on June 21st. Um, yeah. Slept from 4:15 to 1 p.m. basically. Um, Surprisingly, I fell asleep quite fast. Um, and I didn't wake up like 5 times in the middle. I think crying helps because crying is tiring. Yeah, I don't know. One of the advice I read is think about the bad times, don't think about the good times. Of course, you get we wrote Breathless together, and the day of the confession was particularly great. It was like the height of my life, the peak. But um, think about the bad times. Think about the shoot, the why, the day 5, the why should I talk to you? Why? Think about that. No, could have, would have. Don't project. Don't think about that. No. Um, yeah, it still hurts a lot. It still hurts like a lot. Um, I don't know. I just need to distract myself with something else today. I think I'm gonna go to Westwood and buy myself boba. Um, I kind of want to just walk there, but it's a very long walk. I'm fine walking back home, so I think I'll just take a bus there and buy boba. But if anyone, I think I can hang out with Potter. Um, yeah, yeah. I think that's a good thing. Yeah. Um, yeah. I don't know. I really don't know why. I feel like part of the reason why I fell in love with her, honestly, is because of Film 33. Like, I just really needed to depend on someone and love someone because I'm going through such a strong psychological process that is Film 33. I think I just really needed to find someone, so maybe after this class is over, I don't fucking need her, you know? Don't think about the could'ves and would'ves, don't project. Time now is 3:03 p.m. I cried again. Uh, yeah, it hurt so much. It really hurt so much. I don't know. It's really tough. It's really tough to move on. It really hurts a lot. Um, but I have several more things to ask her. I want to ask her like about how she feels about me in general. Um, like has she ever expected that I will fall in love with her? And also, yeah, just I don't know. Yeah, and then I want to ask her a small thing like, why are there two rings on your fingers? Or why did she say she wanted to date someone when she spoke to Tyler? It's 6:30. It's 4:38. I want to cry again. It's like the third time I'm crying today. Uh, I just really need to speak to someone, you know? It's funny, I just spent like an hour eating breakfast and I watched half an episode of Succession. It was great. And then after it ended, I want to cry again. I'm gonna like, before I leave her for real, I'm gonna tell her to keep one promise for me, to do one last thing for me. Uh, and she's gonna be like, well, what is it? Maybe I will refuse, you know? Because she's probably thinking, can you kiss me or some shit like that? No. I'll ask her to remember me because that's the thing. If I could see Mary again and I could say one thing to her, I would just say, remember me. And that's already good enough. Like, you don't have to speak to me anymore, you don't have to see me anymore. Alright, here I am at Westwood. Alright, there we go. This is my treat for myself today. Let's walk home. Time now is 10:28 p.m. I'm gonna be filming a lot of these vlogs because I want to really document myself going through this entire process. New thought came out, and that is a thought came to mind, and that is one of the ways I moved on from Mary is to dehumanize her. She sort of ascended to a supernatural entity by the end of by the end, you know. I think around summer of 2021, I started to envision her as a goddess of the ocean. She is cloud, she is rain, she is the sea. I hear her voice in the ocean and I see her smile in the clouds. You know, she is the entire fucking water cycle. Similarly, Natalie is the goddess of electricity because Natalie and Mary sort of mirrors each other. But the thing is, I talk to Natalie now and she's very much a real person, so I wouldn't think, oh my god, she is electricity, you know. But Natalie is definitely electricity. Natalie is lightning. Natalie is electrons, you know. And it's pretty fitting for her. For Leslie, she is the monster. You know, I always try to pinpoint her to an animal, Like, a couple months ago, I thought of her as a jellyfish. And then Michelle sort of reaffirmed that by saying, yeah, she's like a jellyfish. She's soft and unpredictable, and she stings. And then at some point, I thought she's like a stray cat because of the way she acts. And she also loves cats. In the phone call, she said she would rather spend the rest of her days with cats than like with human beings. And even her only Instagram post is just cats. In love, but cats. In some ways, she is like I don't know. Her build is kind of like a gorilla or a monkey because she's so tough and she just swings around. Some people even think she's a robot. I mean, I think Tyler said, if you were a robot, I wouldn't be surprised. And I just realized that she is all of these at once. Sometimes she's like a bird, jumps around, tweets around. Sometimes she's like a fish. When I let her go in the editing bay, she was like a fish being let go. So she is a monster. She is a combination of all creatures. All animals. And all right, time now is 12:50. After midnight, I just finished dinner, which is a couple of chicken drumsticks, bowl of rice, and Anesia corn salad. I was just gonna after dinner just film myself talk and then just watch a movie and go to bed, but of course I had to cry again, so I just cried a small tiny cry. It's uncontrollable. It's uncontrollable. It's actually uncontrollable. I can cry at any given second. So I feel like nobody really understands my pain. And that got me kind of emotional, I suppose. Okay. Deep breaths. Yeah, today hurts just as much as yesterday, honestly. Maybe a little better. Because yesterday was the impact. I don't know. I was just another thing I was thinking about was actually the last thing I'm going to say to her after 2001: A Space Odyssey screening was can you do something for me, remember me forever? But another thing I would actually, but that's kind of selfish, right? So another thing I would like to ask her to do is just to stay alive, be healthy because you deserve to live, you know? You don't deserve to die. Uh, yeah. Okay. Oh man. All this crying is making me lose water. So I'm getting thirsty all the time. I'm planning June 30th as if it's I'll never see her again, but really I'll be seeing her for the entire next semester, sadly. But hopefully as little contact as possible. But one thing for sure, one great thing that came out of this love is that I realized that I'm not aromantic because for a long time I thought I am aromantic. But given that I love her so much, I cry about her every day and I draw her and I write poems about her. Yeah, I don't think I'm aromantic. I think I'm over romantic actually. Alright, time now is 10:39 a.m. on June 22nd. Today I'm going back to CMD to transfer files with Tova. And that's it. This is my first human interaction since 3 days ago, or maybe 4 days ago, with Birkin's rap party, quote unquote rap party. It's my first in-person human interaction. And then on June 30th, it's a goodbye for real. And a fitting goodbye to end off our relationship with 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's a pretty poignant ending, I must say. Pretty poignant. Yeah. I don't know. When I go to bed, I always think of her. But nowadays, for the last 2 days, when I try to fall asleep, I try to think of something else. And it's really tough. trying to focus on other things other than her. One is emptiness, because I can't imagine a world without her. And the other is powerlessness, because I realize that I can't do anything. There's nothing I can do to help the situation, and the only thing I can do is to just endure it and move on. And these are the two feelings I feel the most. Here we go. My final time here. Shit. Fuck. From this. Okay. Imagine if he just turns around. Fuck.
He's still on his phone. He's on his phone.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Fuck. Fuck. We know him too well. Yeah, I haven't cried today. I think that's a bit of a breakthrough, unless I cry later tonight. But I haven't cried today. That's a breakthrough. So let's talk about what happened today. At some point, we're both really hungry around 2 p.m., so we went down to every table to grab some food. She paid for me, but she said, "Oh no, it's cheap, it's fine." Yeah, I got Calexico chicken salad, the same salad I had, and it tastes fine. And then to wash it down, I had iced mocha in the vending machine. So that's that, not bad. And then I realized I forgot eating utensils, and then I went back down again to grab eating utensils, and then I purposefully walked. So there are two ways to re-enter the building. One is the office side, and the other side is the soundstage side. I purposely walked towards the soundstage side to see if I could run into Leslie, just because, to make my heart sink even more. And I think I did run into her. She showed up, she was there, she and I locked eyes for like half a second, and then she moved on, I moved on, and that's pretty much it. I don't know what she's thinking. It doesn't matter either. I was still denying it. I was like, okay, there's no way she doesn't love me. She wanted to speak to me in Torrance. She said she wanted to date someone, and she said she likes me 80%, and all this stuff, and she likes having high quality conversations with me, all these little symptoms of her liking me, little clues. And then I bargained. I was like, okay, just please love me. Maybe I can do something for her. Maybe I'll buy her a gift. Maybe I'll be cool in front of her. Maybe we'll somehow make it more compatible. I'll fix this relationship. I'll hang out with her more. I'll call her. The call is part of the bargaining, right? And then what's that? What's next? Depression? Anger? I think it was anger. I'm not really angry. And depression phase is very much still going to happen, but soon I will arrive at acceptance, and that's all I need. I think the scariest thought out of all the thoughts is that after her, I can't see myself falling in love with another person. Or at least it'll take me a lot of time to find another person. And also, I'll never find someone like her again. It's just the future of my love life. It's just. I call myself the detective still, and I will call myself the detective for basically the rest of my life. And part of the reason why I do that is because I want to honor Mary, because Mary is the person, technically Mary and Bernice, but I always remember it as Mary. Mary is the person who called me the detective. And even though I'm not in love with her anymore, by calling myself the detective, I'm essentially honoring her. And it's just out of respect. And for a while, I thought to myself, just the last couple of hours, when I was cooking, when I was eating, when I was cleaning the dishes, I was thinking to myself what I can do to honor Leslie. I don't know, learn Mandarin, be gay, dye my hair, smoke and drink, and be a bitch to everyone else around me, open a C-stand. And then I realized that I should think simpler. Live. And more specifically, live healthily. And this is different. By calling myself the detective, I'm honoring Mary by supporting what she had done to me. By living a healthy life, eating good, sleeping good, working out, self-improvement, I am actively defying against what Leslie had done to herself because she is so unhealthy. Third of all, I wanted to ask her, when she said she likes me 80%, was it a lie? I hope it isn't a lie, because 80% is pretty high. And if it's a lie, oh well, it lived up. But yeah, again, about dehumanizing her and turning her into a mythology and calling her a monster, I think it's really fitting for her. And yeah, I think she is a monster. Alright, time now is 11:16 a.m. on June 23rd. Yeah, today I'm going to mainly do two things. Just one actually, and that is I'm going to see Potter in Century City at 2 p.m. We're gonna meet up, have lunch together, and then we'll talk, and that's it. And sure, I won't live as blankly next semester because I still have friends. I got Cliff, I got Michelle. Hanging out with them is gonna be a little tougher, but I still got them. But and yeah, I still go back to CMD. I still see people, see things. And if I do get a job at IEC, I'll still meet people and expand. So it's not the absolute end of the freaking world and a complete restart. Even though it feels like it. But yeah, it is. That's life, and I gotta just get used to that. Yeah, fried rice, the shrimp.
I guess it's a light show.
A water show here. Once again, I feel slightly better today. I feel a lot better today, actually. Sure, in the morning, I still feel a strong sense of melancholy and pain and emptiness. But I think I improved a lot. I think after the long talk with Potter, I think I figured out. I think, yeah, there's one terrifying way to look at things. Yeah, but I think the biggest revelation is Potter telling me that she doesn't even know what she wants. She's 18 and she's not ready. I think that's really the main point, is that she can't date me because she's not ready. Because she's so busy with everything and she's so consumed with filmmaking and working. She has no time or passion for living. She's not ready yet. She's just not. And yeah, she is capable of intense love, like, and I wish she has intense love for me, but she doesn't. But she does, to a degree, at some point, have feelings for me. That's fucking true. Let's be honest here. If she goes around and asks people about me, and then she tells me that she likes me 80%, she has some feelings for me. Let's be honest here. But maybe those feelings are gone, and it doesn't matter anymore. I just find it very poetic that it starts with a film and it ends with a film. It starts with Seven Samurai and ends with 2001: A Space Odyssey. It didn't actually start with Seven Samurai. I already fell in love with her like a little before. I don't know, and I want to end this off nice, like with mutual respect. Like, of course, she probably lost a lot of my respect. Because she treated me like shit. Not respect, but like, you know, faith. And I probably lost some of her faith because I acted so dramatic and flimsy. I don't know. Whatever the reasons are. But, you know, even though I don't think we'll ever be friends again, and I don't want to hold out hope that we would be friends again, if we stop talking after 2001: Space Odyssey and never see each other again for the rest of our lives, I am fine with it. Of course it hurts, but I am fine with it. Alright, time now is 8:45 a.m. on June 24th. So today I'm going to go help out Thomas with his podcast, silly, goofy little podcast, have lunch together. Yeah, you know, silly and goofy. Yeah, I don't know. I still feel really bad yesterday. I didn't cry at all yesterday as well, which is kind of amazing. Okay, I keep getting notifications on my calendar. Which is pretty amazing. I almost cried a little bit, actually. Besides, I already expected this in the first place, like before I confessed to her. I already expected that she'll say no and I'll be rejected by USC and then I'll move on. It's just a delayed reaction, you know. It's just that she decided to play with my feelings for 1 month straight. That's that. That is that. Hopefully whoever I fall in love hopefully the next one is the real one. You know, the next time I fall in love is the real one. Can you see anything? Oh my god.
Can you just get rid of the setting?
Should I get crunchy rice roll?
Maybe, I don't know. This is not for Insta.
I'd say I factor it in, but it's not It's not like a deciding factor.
Because
But it's definitely something I consider.
And then that's pretty much it for today. Again, I didn't cry any at all today. I think the days that I don't go out, that I go outside, I just don't cry, and I feel a bit better today. I don't know how I define better. I guess I feel the same. Like yesterday and today, I feel the same. Empty. But on June 20th and 21st, it's like intense emptiness. Today and yesterday is just sorrow, like helpless sorrow. Idea that Leslie isn't the only one, and also even if Leslie's gone, I still have a bunch of friends I can hang out with, all the way from Cliff to Ken, to Michelle. You know, I didn't leave this community college with nothing in my hands. And you know, there's so many compelling evidence telling me not to like a Chinese girl. Like all over like the internet, my YouTube recommendations is just full of like, oh, Chinese people are doing this now, Chinese people are doing that now. They're eating food on top of a trash can. They're making all these stupid cooking videos that's disgusting. They're talking shit about Hong Kong while being super uncivilized. I have every fucking reason to dislike Leslie, but I choose to love her. Like, I think that's like majestic. I wish she could see that. Alright, time now is 12:59 afternoon on June 25th. I don't know, Potter actually asked me if I'm free later, so maybe I'll go out to see Potter again, which is totally fine by me. But in the time being, I will be doing what I do. You know, I'll watch movies, film reviews. I'll go back to YouTube. Oh yeah, exciting. Tomorrow's going to be exciting because tomorrow we're interviewing Leia for the secret documentary, which is fucking crazy. It's a resurgence movement. We're going to CMD, but CMD's not safe, so I don't know where else to go. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like what we're doing is very fucking dangerous, and at some point it will somehow spread because the word spreads fast. So we need to be very fucking street smart about this.
Cái này có nhiều này. Hơi xịt đó.
On my day one rider, never been hangers, we don't take flyers. Not from the house, we can't trust the liner. Not from the sugar, she know people like this.
Potter randomly texted me at around 12 at noon, and I was asleep at that point, saying, "Hey, are you free later?" I woke up and I asked, yeah, kind of, what's going on? And he said that his friend is holding a bonfire party. But I thought to myself, well, why not go? Like, if I sulk all the way in my own apartment, maybe I'm missing something great. I don't know. So I went. Potter said he would pick me up at 2:45 p.m. and he ended up picking me up at 3:30 p.m. I had to wait for 45 minutes for him. But yeah, we decided to go. Potter showed up outside of my apartment and we drove all the way to Dockweiler Beach. So that's that. So for the most part, I just stood around, not saying anything, looking. Really awkward. And then they started grilling the meat. I immediately, right off the bat, I told them the lie. I said, so I and Potter worked on this lie together. And essentially it is, I have to go very soon. I need to meet a friend for dinner. But nice to meet you all. I'm just going to hang out for about 5 to 10 more minutes, and then I'll have to go. So in the very beginning, I told a couple people about that, and they're like, oh no, it's cool, it's cool. And I stayed until like 6 p.m. Leslie made an Instagram story for the first time in like a week. And it's just her face. And it's not close friends, which both makes me think it's good, also makes me think it's bad. Good because she seldom shows her own face on public. Bad because I wonder if she's doing a lot of close friend stories, but I'm not in it. Like, she just kicked me out. But honestly, again, I don't care. I don't want to care anyways. But it's her face. It's a video of her face, and then it zooms into like an exit sign in the back. It's nice to see her face. Fuck me. And another thing is I put a photo of a seal on my Instagram story, and Leslie liked it. Fucking hell. I'm glad she liked it. I don't know. That doesn't mean anything. She's probably drunk anyways when she looked at her phone. Alright, time now is exactly 10 a.m. on June 26th. You know, one funny thing is, I didn't think of Leslie this morning after I woke up. I think it's because, I mean, I still love her, and, in a parallel universe where she actually treats me nice, on set and anywhere else, I would definitely want to continue my relationship with her. But the thing is, knowing that she's not interested in me, I think my mind just automatically shut her off. I've actually never been here.
I was like, how did she start dating him? I thought her and Jonathan were like a thing.
So yeah, I'm probably still in the depression phase, but I'm really moving on quickly. I don't even feel the need to look at her photo. I don't even feel that. Because I know she feels nothing for me. And she also reminds me of, like, you know, yeah, she reminds me of a lot of beautiful memories. But between May to June, late May to late June, it's nothing but sour, hostile memories. But there's no point in contemplating that. I have to move on with life. I have to continue this path. I have no choice but to march on, and I feel like mentally I'm there. I am marching on right now. I'm persevering right now. And I think that's all that matters. So for June 30th, when I see her again, I'm going to be as mature as it gets. I'm going to show her that, hey, at the end of the day, I'm fucking 2 years older than you. And I respect social life more than you. Alright, time now is 11:11 p.m. on a.m. on June 27th. Ooh. So here's the plan today. I'm going to finish watching The Arch. I'm going to film a couple of reviews after that. And then at around 4 p.m.-ish, it's going to get fun because I am going to go to USC, where Allegro will drive me to North Hollywood in the Valley to attend this crew mixer party. And again, I have no idea what's going to happen. Fine. Felt fine. Yeah. Last night I did think about her a little bit. And again, I think about all the good times we had. I feel like the peak of our relationship isn't the confession day. It is actually us writing Breathless together. There's just something so symbolic about that moment. I don't know, it's just crazy how earlier in the semester she was a lot nicer and a lot more human. She just gets less and less human throughout the whole semester. It's just a shame. Cause yesterday during the pizza, Leia mentioned how Rustem was overworked and wasn't even getting paid. The pipeline also goes, Rustem tells Betsy about the overworking and all that stuff. Betsy tells Michelle, Michelle tells me, and I went to warn Leslie in March, and Leslie didn't really listen, and now she's not human anymore, essentially.
Looks like what?
This area looks like a simulation.
A simulation to what?
Like,
They're so different. Like not in the same standard.
you know, even though my mind is completely off of Leslie now, I feel a little sadder than I was yesterday. I think mainly because Ariel made an Instagram story to all her close friends, and it's someone holding 6 cans of Monster energy drinks on her chest, and it's like a close-up of the 6 cans plus someone's 2 arms holding it plus someone's chest. But the moment I look at that someone's jacket, it's fucking Leslie's jacket. Alright, time now is 11:43 a.m. on June 28th. A better reason for me to justify my war against Kuchio is that she took Leslie from me. If there's one person to blame, it would be him. Because, you know, again, he overworked Rustem. He overworked Rustem and abused him. And that destroyed Rustem. Rustem had to quit. Rustem had to walk. And then Rustem told Betsy. Betsy told Michelle. Michelle told me. And I was going to warn Leslie. But Leslie didn't listen. She let herself be overworked. Even harder now. And I know it's Drew telling her to, oh, film this concert. Film that fucking play. You know, film this, film that. Go to this set, go to that set. But it's not really Drew too, you know, it's just chain of command. Of course, it all comes down to Kuchio. Like, why isn't Kuchio allowing 2 storage room assistants? Why is it 1? Why is all the heavy work going to one freaking 18-year-old Chinese girl? Like, are you serious? Her mental health is ruined. She's drinking vodka for breakfast. And there are several other options back in secondary school that are like way better than what I have now. But Leslie's like the only one. Like every other girl is just, I've never even like imagined fall in love with any of the other ones. Leslie is like the only interesting person. So it's definitely rarer in a place like LA, where everyone's like a piece of white paper.
no hope, just
I'm not filming that side.
Oh, you should.
But I fucking blame Kuchio. Kuchio overworked her. Kuchio had Leslie come every day to set, to the drills. I blame him. So now it's all the more reasons I fucking gut him. I fucking kill him with my documentary. That's how I'm gonna prove how much I love her. I love her so much that I'm gonna fucking kill a middle-aged Mexican guy. I'm gonna do it. I have nothing to lose. Probably, hopefully get a job, but that's like out of, like not even CMD. That's more like main campus, right? At CMD, I'm a fucking wild card, and I want Betsy to know that. I want Betsy to use me. I will use Betsy, and I won't let Betsy use me. We'll use each other, and we'll attack Kuchio on both sides. Fucking pincer strategy. And yeah, Betsy's egotistical and she's manipulative in her own ways. And Michelle wants to see Betsy fail. I also low-key want to see Betsy, stumble a little bit. But nonetheless, both of our objectives align. We want to hurt Kuchio. So let's fucking do it, baby. Let's do it. First time in the history of my college, but gotta do it. All right, time now is 11:18 a.m. in the morning on June 29th. But yeah, a lot of people liked the post. That's really fucking great. Except for Leslie, of course. I was really hoping that she would like it, but I guess she doesn't like it. I guess she hates it. Okay. Doesn't matter. Who cares? I'm still thinking of Leslie. I don't know. I just hope I move on from her real quick, 1 sec, and just find a more interesting girl as soon as possible. A more interesting, a more beautiful, a nicer girl than her, because she fucking sucks. Not yet. I think he read my message, but he forgot to respond.
We could be thinking about it. That's fine.
No, but he said he's totally down. The exact words. Oh my god. It's like a hospital. Here. Yeah, it's like a nursing place. Interesting.
All the lighting equipment, all the camera equipment, it's not something I'm unfamiliar.
They were up there originally. Do you want to go up and check? Okay, Drew and Leslie are gone. They're definitely gone. Because for the documentary, I will need a bunch of insert shots from CMD, all moody and atmospheric. And so I whipped out my camera and I started filming. And holy fuck, my experience today, I spent about 1.5 hours at CMD today, and it was nerve-wracking. Soundstage side of the building. I went into the building, and literally, Leslie is the first thing I see. She walks out of, I don't know, the elevator area, carrying a gigantic box. She was in a black t-shirt, and her hair is purple now. I thought it's red. I guess she dyed it again. I don't know. It's purple now, and her back was against me the whole time. So she didn't see me, and I didn't dare make a footstep. I just thought to myself, I could just make some noise, say hi, and spook her a little bit, or maybe not. Maybe that's a bad idea. I'm just thinking, like, what would happen if I say hi at this very inconvenient moment? So I just ended up not saying hi. And it's easy for me to not say hi because I'm really good at hiding and being stealthy. So I just stood there, I froze, and prayed to God that she wouldn't turn around, and she did not because she's fucking stupid. So so there she went, and I'm like, fuck. So I took the elevator, went upstairs, and finally, I guess a big piece of info is that I texted Leslie. Fuck. So I had to text her. I had to ask her if she's actually going to the 2001 screening tomorrow. If it's a no, I would be disappointed because tomorrow should be the rightful ending to our story. So on the car, after we went to Maracay, I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll text Leslie. So I texted, hey, so are you still going to the 2001 screening tomorrow? And I saw that her last online is June 20th. It's been 9 whole days since she's opened WhatsApp, and literally the last time she opened WhatsApp, it's right after my phone call. Holy shit. I mean, to be fair, she doesn't use WhatsApp for literally anyone else. But in 3 minutes, she responded saying positive. So I'm like, okay, good. See you then. That's it. Simple as that. No need to complicate things with melodrama. No need for that. Yeah, I just, I don't know. Again, like, every time I see Leslie in person or speak to her, it's not that heartbreaking. It's the thought of her and the thought that we could be together that's really heartbreaking. But hey, it's great that tomorrow's still happening. All right, time now is 12:41 afternoon on June 30th. And then today, the storyline of Leslie will be over because today I will have to face my demons. Tonight at 10:30 p.m., I am watching 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time with Leslie, the girl I'm in love with. Except the awkward situation is that she already broke up with me, but we still have to fucking watch the movie because the film is that important to us. So yeah, it's gonna be very awkward, but also not really. Imagine having emotional damage from Stanley Kubrick and then from Leslie at the same time. Now that is peak cinema right there. So I'm actually low-key interested in. And for the last 10 days, I think I tried really, really fucking hard to move on from her. The first 2 days have been really tough, but I think day 3, 4, 5, 6, because I keep hanging out with people, I think by doing that, it really distracted me from the pain. So now I ended up feeling kind of fine. Also, I sort of shifted my sadness to anger, and now I'm putting all the anger on Professor Cuchillo with the incredibly exciting documentary that I and Tova are making. I hope I don't relapse and fall into a pit of depression immediately after. And I don't think I will. I think emotionally I've distanced myself from her very, very much in the last few days. Since today's a special day, I am eating a little bit more lavishly. Oh. Come on. There we go. God damn it. Okay. I'm gonna leave now. I'm in my street clothes. This is how I'm gonna look like. Pants. My coordinate black pants. Probably my favorite shirt right now. Blue shirt. I'm gonna look like this. This is it. This is the end. Today's the end. Yeah. Fuck. I mean, again, I will see Leslie again sometime in the future, but this will be the end for a long time, and this will be the only quote-unquote date that I will go to with her, and also probably the only date I will ever have, unless I somehow find another person, which is impossible. Okay, well. Okay, let's go. Let's do it. Holy shit. It's happening. It's actually happening. Holy fuck. Calm down. Okay. Oh no, you can go first. Thank you.
In this movie, this masterpiece.
But I didn't find out
So with that,
until
keep
like
your
last
phones
week.
on silent.
Is it soda?
Refrain from talking.
The brain. It's scared.
Well, so I got my physical ticket, I went in, and there she is, a little hidden, but there she is, in the flesh, with her dyed hair. She also didn't tie up her hair because she's not at work, so you get and it's not purple again, it's still red. You get the 2 streaks of red and the bangs. She looks really cute. There she is in the flesh, just the person, blood, veins, eyeballs, and nose and mouth and all that. Really, it's real, it's her. Yes, so I sat beside her and I kept calm throughout the whole day. You know, I was really, really stable. I was really at peace. So we said hi to each other, and then she asked me, how's life? I guess it's just one of those bullshit questions where if you don't want dead air, just say some bullshit. And I'm like, good? That's like my automatic response. And then I realized, oh yeah, I shouldn't say good because life's not good. So I'm like, no, nothing. You know. And then I told her, oh, I saw you yesterday. And then around that time, a guy randomly went up stage and was like, hey, welcome. Hey, let's watch 2001: Space Odyssey. And it sort of like interrupted us a little bit. But I told Leslie, like, oh, yeah, yesterday I saw you at the campus. She's like, oh, she wasn't shocked or anything. She's just like, oh, first half of the movie, or the first 1/3 of the movie, Leslie would like scratch her hair and her face, and she would constantly like sit back straight, and her phone would like, the monitor would turn on, would light up constantly because people's texting her. She would just like be distracted. And she also had a Monster energy drink, like a pinkish Monster energy drink with a straw on it. And it was between us. And before the movie starts, she's like, oh, by the way, you know, you can drink my Monster energy drink if you want. Like, if you're sleepy or tired, you can just drink it. I don't mind. And I'm like, okay. And I said, well, you know, unless this movie is so boring and slow it makes me fall asleep, I don't think I need it. I know she's just not tempting, she's just joking around. She's just playing around. Bro is playing. Bro is playing, okay? Like, if I actually do, like, drink it, like her fucking saliva, I think she would be a little shocked, maybe even a bit disgusted. And then the movie ends. We stayed until the very, very end, and we're like the last two people to leave the theater. And there's nothing romantic about that either. It's just like awkward dead air. So I asked her, do you like it? And she's nodded. And then a little bit later she asked me, do you like it? And I'm like, yeah. Yeah. She said, I fucking love it. And then we went out the door and she immediately pulled out her phone and called an Uber, as expected. So she wants to get the fuck out of there and not have a talk with me or anything, because there's no point to. And I agree, there's literally no point to any of that anymore. I, you know, with the little, about 2 minutes, 1 minute, and I thought it's gonna take like 8 minutes for the Uber to arrive, but no, there's like an Uber like nearby. So I really didn't have any time to really speak to her about anything. So I guess the two questions I want to ask her was, why do you call me homophobic? So it was a little difficult for me to break this mold of awkwardness and ask something more personal out of the blue. But I'm like, you know what, fuck it. So I asked her, I have two questions. Why do you keep calling me homophobic? And she's like, it's just a joke. And I'm like, oh, I thought it's like you thought I'm bi or gay and I'm just too afraid to admit it. And then I asked, and this is very awkward because it's such a deep cut question, and I don't know, it's just such a wrong time to ask it. But again, it's not the wrong time. It's the last fucking time I'm seeing her. So might as well ask it until like round 4, but then by round 4 it wouldn't have mattered anyways. So I asked her, when you said you liked me 80%, were you honest? And she's like, yeah. But she said but, and then the Uber arrives, and it's a white car and it's across the road. And she's like, oh, are you kidding me? And I'm like, are you gonna cross the road? And she's like, yeah. So she just walked across the road. There was nothing on the road. I still love her, but it's not the same intense love anymore. It's just blank, void, nothing. Still love, but not really, you know? It's gone sour. It's like milk gone sour. Sour love. You know, I still love her, but I really don't see anything more to her, you know. I still think she's a very interesting person. There's literally no point in any of this. So I didn't give the monologue. So at the end I'm like, take care, bye. And I watched her go into the Uber and watch her leave. She waved back, and I was putting my hands in my jacket pocket, and I waved back through my pocket. So yeah, and that's it. I walk home and she immediately sent me a photo of her friend's cat, which is a black cat, and then said, I'm home safely. I think it's nice that she's sending me a photo of a cat, but I think she said I'm home safely is almost like a bit of a fuck you, like you don't have to watch me on the Uber and watch me leave. Or maybe it's not a fuck you. I don't know. I don't care either. And I'm glad she said she's honest, that she liked me 80%. And then there's the but. And I guess what she was about to say was, but, you know, I like you less. Or maybe not. Maybe she was going to say, oh, I like you 80%, but not love. Either way, it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe she likes me less. Maybe she still likes me 80%. It doesn't fucking matter, because 80%. Yeah, you know, I made a list of questions and things I have to say to Leslie today. like for today, but today I didn't even read it at all because it's like out of the window. And then while at the theater, before the movie plays, I pulled out my phone and looked at my WhatsApp just to check those lists again. And then I realized half of the things I wanted to say, I probably won't even say or get the chance to say. But yeah, again, it doesn't matter anymore. It really doesn't matter anymore. It's a good ending. I think the fact that, so I said nice after she said, "Oh, I'm home safely." I didn't respond to that, but I responded to the cat picture and I said nice. That's it. So I guess in a sense, while it ended off kind of awkward, I think in a sense it ended off with mutual respect.